Welcome to the Your Limitless Leadership Podcast with Jenny and Brent Widman. Here, we believe leadership isn't just about titles. It's about how you show up in every aspect of life. Whether you're leading a business, building a legacy as an entrepreneur, guiding your family, or striving to lead yourself first, this podcast is for you. Join us as we dive into real conversations about growth, decision-making, and the courage it takes to lead with purpose. Get ready to be inspired, challenged, and equipped to become the limitless leader you are meant to be. This is Your Limitless Leadership Podcast. Let's lead without limits. Welcome to Your Limitless Podcast. And again, today I have my esteemed colleague and wisdom lady and leader of all leaders and beautiful wife, Mrs. Jennifer Marie Widman, with me. And I'm going to tee this up because this stems from, obviously for us, coaching a lot of leaders, and I'm talking top level advisors. And if you just want to play off the money, like they're making 3, 4, 5+ million a year, doing plus that in revenue. $1 billion plus in AUM and what have you. And what really reinforced this is we were out in Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, speaking at a few different locations out there in the Manchester, Portsmouth, Portland area as well. And we just noticed the type of pressure that these top advisors they put on themselves. And we were talking about this, and it's the good and the bad of, I think, just one man's opinion, surrounding yourself with who you surround yourself with. And we all see people doing more and want to do more. And it's that comparison and all these different things. But the level of pressure that these advisors were putting on themselves to consistently and constantly do more, it wasn't just affecting, and Jenny will touch on this in a bit, but it didn't just affect their business world. What we see is it affects the personal life as well, that it's a constant that's coming at you, coming at them, coming at us. And we just wanted to speak to that a little bit, why that happens and how to overcome it, what to do, and actually recognize it, because I feel like a lot of them don't recognize it. And we don't know where to turn when we do recognize it, which is a little plug here, which is why we have job security, because we help with that as well, obviously, because that's just part of being a high level producer, really is what it is. So yeah, I'll turn over to you and just what you saw and speak to that a little bit.
Yeah, what we saw, it's because we live it too, we took our life last week on hold at home, and we flew out to Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, and have an 11-year-old and 5-year-old at home. So it can be difficult. And I want people to understand that they're not in this alone too. I had this one conversation with the guy out there, and he has a 17-year-old daughter, and he was like, I try so hard to take a Monday off. And I saw him on a Tuesday, and he was like, I couldn't shut off yesterday. Like, I may as well have came into the office because I should have. And it was really hard for him at the beginning of the week to just shut down. He wanted to be on the market. He wanted to check in with clients. He wanted to check in with his team. He wanted to write emails. He wanted to contact clients. And he had to half the day tell himself not to. And I was just, it's realizing what schedule works for you to get your goals accomplished. Because at the end of the day, if taking a Monday off does not work for your sanity at work, don't do it, because you're not helping anybody at home. You're not helping. Taking that Monday off to be present with the family, you're not being present with the family. So sometimes it is trial and error, and sometimes you just have to give yourself some grace too, to realize, like, what is that give and take some days, and what are the times that you look at your week and you're like, no, I am committed this day to be with the family because my family needs me. These events are going on. That's the day I'm going to take off, or that's the day I'm going to end early, and be okay with that, and be okay to shift some of the other days. Maybe that means that you do work till 7 one of the days, and that's okay. And it's just the grace of it is what you need to know is okay. Going into one other thing that you said, Brent, and now I am forgetting it. Um,
We can come
shoot.
back to. I'll touch
Yeah.
on something quick. I even go back to something you said to me last Friday. So that week that we were out there it was a lot. It was constant. It was driving. It was meetings back to back. It was presentations. I mean, you get it. It was on all the time. And then you come back last week because we have to move everything over. So just like you would, we have to move everything over because when the week is just constant, it's constant. And by no means I'm saying like I never felt overwhelmed. It was more of a just it was a calm because we know how to structure it because this is what we do. But there's people there that didn't. And our kids had field day on Friday. And my last call was at 10 that was actually scheduled. And I did that on purpose because I wanted to go down there and watch them and then come back and work on a couple things, but go back down. And Jenny even said to me, she goes, I can't believe you were done at 10, 11 o'clock. And the reason I did that is because I knew how hectic that week was. I knew how hectic last week was. Let's call it what it is. I know how hectic this week is going to be because we're doing it again. We're traveling again, this time out to Pennsylvania to do a few workshops and drive. But I just want to like help you understand that it's just one of those things that you can control it. I don't know how else to say that. It's we have to separate the pressure from what's panic mode. Like I watched an advisor walk in and he's got his book and he's kind of disheveled and all over the place and he made me tired the moment I looked at him. And I just wanted to help him, like, let's take a breath, let's figure out where to start, and let's put the process in place of which you do things. And so many, and I'm just going to say it, salespeople, advisors, leaders, we don't know how to do that, and we feel like we're disheveled all the time. And that's the difference. I think, like listening to Jenny and I rarely see either one of us disheveled. I had a dude, Derek, who's a managing director at Northwestern, say to me, the reason I started coaching with you is because you always have this calm about you. And it's because we're structured. We have a process around the things that we do. And I like what needs to happen next. What the questions like, what am I in control of? And if I'm not in control of it, or the question of who else can do this for you instead of you trying to do it all. And I know we talk about time management and delegation, but that's the basis of it is it's how to create that calm and the easiness of feeling overwhelmed. Because blanket statement, none of us want to feel overwhelmed. It's just, it gets to be too much if we do. So, yeah.
I remembered something now that you said, and it's my 4 A's. And a lot of people take a second to just decompress and talk and think about these things. Like the first A is you have to be aware. You have to be aware that you took a Monday off and you were not fully present, and it did more harm than good for you to take the Monday off. Like if you are not self-aware enough to set your ego aside and realize that's probably not working for you, there's no amount of accountability or help or coaching that would help you. So you have to be aware. From being aware and being self-aware, you have to accept. You have to accept, okay, this is not working. I've tried this for 3 months and it is not working for me. And you have to accept that. And it's okay to change course. It's okay to do something different. It's okay to go against the grain of what most people do. It's
Hmm.
okay to find something that works for you, and you have to accept that. From there, it's taking a different action. And you have to take action on a different course, or it's the definition of insanity. You keep doing what you've always done. You're going to keep getting what you've always got. And it's just that simple. You have to change your actions. And at the end of the day, accountability goes a long way. Like, tell your 17-year-old daughter, listen, I took Mondays to be more present with you when you got home from school, and it's not really working the way that I would want it to work because I feel like I'm not being present at all. So I'm going to try something different, and I'd love your accountability to see how I'm doing. It doesn't have to be this paid coach, even though we'd love to talk to you. It doesn't have to be like that. It can be as simple as something at home. And so I wanted to say that because you need that awareness for you to accept what's going on, for you to change how you want to operate differently. And I would say just because something has always been, every week doesn't have to look the same. And you can have the pressure off of you if you realize that. I had one coaching client come into a call and she was like, I'm taking every Friday off. Every Friday I am taking off. And that's what I'm going to do. Fridays is my day to take off and be with the family. And then she started realizing, like, oh shoot, like I have to take my dad to his appointment on Thursday and I have to go and do this on a Tuesday. And now I'm taking 2 days off my week and I can't do that. And I'm too overwhelmed. And I just asked, I was like, why does it have to be every Friday? Like, why can't we be flexible? And maybe this week, the day off to be with the family is Thursday. And it's that permission sometimes people need to know that it's okay to change course because it's just not working. But I would say if you are taking time off to be with the family and all you are doing is stressing about work, taking work calls, I've been there. I know what it feels like. And then I'm coming into my office and my 5-year-old's coming in and bothering me and I'm freaking out and I'm being a horrible mom. And I've done it. It's just like, we got to figure out what's our goal here? What are we trying to accomplish with this day off or this time off? And are you accomplishing it? One other story I'd like to share. You know, we share time. I'm a stepmom and we have an 11-year-old daughter and we only get her 50% of the time. And so one thing that it has taught me and Brent tremendously is we are going to make sure that this 50% time that we have with our daughter is the best use of time that we can have with her. We are very intentional because of the fact we only get 2 weekends a month, because of the fact that we only get 2 days during the week. And so our Mondays and Tuesdays, which is our routine days that we get our daughter, it's like we are off at 4:30 at the latest. We walk to the school. We walk back together. We don't have our phones. We have dinner together at the dinner table. We're talking about the weekend and the time that we missed with her. We're going to every single sporting event, even if it's sometimes just practice. Like, we are so intentional with that 50% of the time. And I know us seeing her 50% of the time is more than other people have with their own kids 100% of the time. Just because we are so intentional and we're so aware and we want to make sure that those minutes count because it stinks only being able to see her grow up half of her life. And so I do want to say you can make it work for you when you're intentional, when you're aware of what's going on, and that you're figuring out a schedule that would work for you because of it.
If you're listening to this and you're thinking, that's me, you're not alone. Let's call it what it is. You've got the drive, you've got the experience, like you have it. You have it. You know what you're doing. But something still feels off at times, or things could be better. We know that. They can be. You know there's more. What we do is we help committed leaders go from guessing and grinding to really leading with clarity and structure and confidence. We're offering complimentary DNA strategy calls We're going to evaluate how you're leading, where performance might be breaking down. It happens. And what really needs to tighten up within your business, within your leadership, within those people around you. Then we're going to take this next step. And what we're going to do is build accountability, the skills and the systems to create that consistent or those consistent results around it. If you're open to digging in a little bit, the link is below in the show notes. Just book your DNAcall.com and we will find time for you and we will dig in with you. All right, let's get back to it. I want to piggyback on that a little bit because it's us as high performers, elite performers, what have you. We know how to push. We know how to work hard. We know how to grind. We know how to compartmentalize. We know how to do all those things. Very few know how to recover and know how to recover well. And I'll tell you, I'm a, how do I say it? Recovering elite performer, I guess. Maybe Jenny helped me with that it was just go, 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 go. And I have to be at work at this time and I work till this time and I do this and I do this and I do this and I do this. And it wasn't until she helped me take a really good look at this and go in just to different facets, right? Where even the way you sleep, what time you go to bed. And if you are watching, I'm just going to say this, and I'm going to go through each one of these. There's 6 of them. If you're going to bed just watching TV, mindless TV till 11, 12 at night, and you're trying to get up at 6, 7, 8, or you're skipping workouts that I'll get to in a minute, you're doing yourself a disservice when you look around and see other people. That is a trained thing. That's a muscle that we can create. It's the same thing with focus. You've heard me tell this story. If you've ever listened to one of our podcasts before, I had to go so far as to buy a mat off Etsy that said focus and hang it in the corner of my room or my office because I really struggled. Those salespeople that say, well, I have ADD. Yeah, we know you're a salesperson, right? I get it. You can do things to train that muscle so you do focus. And that was one of the things I had to do because I would check email or I would surf the internet or I would be on a phone call doing other things. And it helped bring it back. And that muscle helped me train that when I'm in front of Jenny or like you just talked about, Elle, our daughter, that's the focus. That's the intentionality. You can create that. That's not just something somebody else has. It's actually something that you can do, you can develop, you can put time and effort into and make it work. And then it becomes normal. Time and family is one of them. I'm not going to touch on that because you just did. But that is one of the biggest things that I think we take for granted at times when the kids grow up right in front of us, or we just do things to do them, or we're watching TV, all the stuff. And not that that's bad. You need your outlet as well. But Jenny touched on time and family, so I'm not going to go deep into that. Workouts are recovery. And I'm not saying you got to go all out balls to the wall every time you work out. Like people ask me if I run, and I am a runner. I don't need to go all out all the time. I want to enjoy it. It's my peace. Even like lifting weights and stuff. And I'll flat out tell you, I don't go zone 4, again, balls to the wall working out because I want to enjoy it. I don't want to wake up and feel like it sucks, but you got to start somewhere. It's, you're laughing at me. It starts the night before into the day. Okay. Thinking time. Things like walking. There's a reason why, and I used to struggle with this. Jenny also taught me this, just to walk the 10,000, 15, 20,000 steps a day. But I listen to a book when I walk. And it's just my peace. It's either a business development book and mindset, what have you, or it's just a story. Like right now, I'm listening to Saban, but it's about recruiting and leadership and who he was as a person. So I mix and match. That's recovery time. And then sometimes you just need to shut off. I don't know how to say it. Sit outside and just sit. Put the phone away. You don't need to scroll Instagram all the time and LinkedIn and all the stuff. Sometimes just be. And I'm not saying you got to meditate. Maybe that's your thing or whatever it is, but these are the things that you can train yourself to do that inevitably will add a calm to who you are. And you'll come to find out that anything that comes at you, you can handle. You don't get overwhelmed. You don't feel out of whack and oh my gosh, it's all this because you just know it's a thing that you can take care of and you can handle. So hopefully that helps. What were you laughing at me for, Mrs. Widman?
No, the recovery elite performer, I'm even going back to Brent 6 years ago on family vacations to Brent today. Uh, we just took our family to Atlantis and this past year, which if you have a family and you have kids like under 12, it's the best vacation ever. It's so wonderful. However, it was the first time I never saw Brent pull out your computer and check an email or check work, or he was just fully present. And Brent 6 years ago brings his computer everywhere we go, no matter where it is. And he needs to, have 30 minutes of email work time. And it's just a completely different person, even in present situations and whatnot. And I'm a firm believer. I don't go on family vacations or vacations in general to like escape daily routine. I absolutely love daily routine. I go on them because I know they're important. I know they're important for perspective. I know that they're important for worldly views that our kids are going to be growing up with. And the number one reason is the core memories. And my parents were such an avid once a year we are doing a family vacation, and those were my favorite memories and ones that I remember like the back of my hand when I think about my childhood. And so I know that they're important and I know I want to provide that for my family. But it's like asking yourself, are you doing these family vacations to escape reality, or are you doing these family vacations for reasons of your kids' development and your family's interactions and the memories that are forming and the things that are happening, and Brent is someone that has changed his tune with those. Like he used to think I just wanted to go on vacations and spend money and all these things, and now he realizes what that means to me and what it means to our family and things. So even if you are stubborn or you have your mindset on certain things that maybe it differs from your wife, it is good to seek to understand, to change your tune on certain things too, especially when it comes to you wanting to be there for your family and not making work like all encompassing.
Told you I was recovering. That's
Yeah.
what it was. And it's, again, that goes back to, these are habits that we create or have to uncreate, just like anything else. But it's the different perspective of which we look at things. And it's, I even think about, and this one came at me. It's emotional noise. And to describe that a little bit, a lot of us get caught in stuff, whether it's office drama or family drama or people drama. And I don't know, I just look at it like, in the big scheme of things, does it really matter? Like, if, again, it goes back, and I know it sounds trivial, but if you can't control something, why are you so worried about it? Why do you even, you can care, but why get caught up in it? And then I think about the level of people that look for approval, if you will. And that to me is just a lack of confidence, or they have this thing that they need, where when you start taking that out of the equation and not worrying about, I know it's easier said than done, but if you stop worrying about what other people think, I know there's some level of that, but when you walk into a room, we worry about things that we shouldn't. It's really that simple. We worry about what people think, how they're acting, how you're acting, what are they saying about you, blah, blah, all these different things. Who should I talk to? What should I do? And instead of worrying about that, just be you. And that's something that Jenny didn't help me with this, but it years ago it dawned on me.
Thanks.
You've helped over time, but it was a decision I had to make years ago, that if you know you're doing the right things for people, if you know you're putting the work in, if you know that you are listening and caring about people, if you know that you are doing your dead level best on the things that you need to do, not all the time. I'm not saying 100% of the time you're redlining. I'm saying the majority of the time you're doing what you do best. You can rest in the fact and be confident in the person that you are instead of what you think other people should think about you. And that's where we need to take that out of the equation. Other people's opinions, I don't know, take this for what you will, but I stopped giving a shit a long time ago. And not because I don't want to be good to, I do want to be good to people. I'm a true believer that you can be uber successful and be a really good person. But if that person's sitting in their house having a conversation about you, elite performers, elite leaders don't worry about that. They do what they do and they do it really well because they're out. The majority of people are out for what's best. And when you think like that, you don't have to worry about all the other noise that's going on in the world. I just wanted to touch on that because I think that's part of what so many of us worry about with the pressure that we put on ourselves is what other people think around us for some reason. And when you can let that go, life gets a lot better. It just really does. So does your business. Anything to touch on there, Jen? No? Just gonna let it ride? I don't know. I guess I look at this and I go, we have the ability to simplify what we do and how we do it. And so many of us, I wish I could put this into words. I wish I could take, and maybe it's just me being dumb. I don't know. Maybe it is, but I don't want to worry about things coming at me. I don't want to worry about stuff. I don't want to walk into my office and carry things from the outside in. I don't want to worry about if that person is doing better than we are revenue wise or sales wise. Like I want to run our business how we want to run it and not try to keep up with other people at times, because I feel like that's where the pressure comes from, is there's this thing that we have to keep up with others. And when you put the systems and processes in place, I'm not saying be content, because I think people will take that the wrong way. I'm saying you have the ability to drive and be uber successful, but you cannot do it alone. And you can't let people try to hold you back from doing it either. I don't know.
It goes into the abundancy versus scarcity mindset.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when you have that scarcity mindset that there's not a huge amount of people that you can do business with or things that are going on, it will kill you. It will ruin you. It will ruin your business. It will ruin marriage. It will ruin your fitness goals, all of it. But if you have this abundance mindset that like you are just out there controlling what you can control, there's tons of people that would love to do business with you, and you keep that at the forefront, then you will do the right thing. Like maybe you are not the person that should be working with this person. Maybe someone else would be doing better. And it's truly knowing that deep down inside that will make you a better human to others. And so that you're not greedy or just mean to people. It's kind to be kind. So be kind.
I used to think it was a badge of honor to have the constant pressure on myself and to outwork everybody in the room and what have you. And I came to realize that outworking everybody in the room doesn't necessarily mean that you're there from 5 a.m. till 10 at night. That's not outworking the room. Outworking the room is being able to think through things. It's being able to ask for help and delegate. Yeah, it's being able to have conversations that you work on yourself, that those conversations are more efficient. It's being able to focus more. It's being, I don't know, stronger mentally than the person beside. That's what I look at being the hardest worker in the room is. You can do the most hours, but that doesn't mean you're the best at what you do. That just means you put the most hours in, really is what it comes down to. And believe me, I've been guilty of that, which at some point you have to look at yourself, and maybe that comes with time and wisdom or whatever, I don't know. But at some point you got to look at yourself and go, are you doing the right things for you and your family, or are you doing the right things for other people around you? And if you're doing it for the people around you, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. And it's okay to be. I've had this conversation with numerous leaders that it is okay to be selfish. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but it's okay to start with you, because when you start with you and what makes you the best you, that's when you can then give to your kids, like Jenny just talked about. That's when you then can give to your spouse. That's when you then can give to the people that you lead. It's when you can give the best to your clients, the best around you, the relationships that you have, all the different things. But if you are putting too much pressure on yourself, that's where anxiety, stress, high blood pressure, overwhelmed, frustration, not being where you want to be, not happy with what's going on in your life. Like you're always looking for the next to fulfill that thing. We think it's money and all that, and it's not. It's you. It's you. And until you recognize that, you can't change it. And that goes back to Jenny's definition of insanity. We see far too many times we're trying to keep up with other things. It simply isn't going to work.
And I'll leave you with this, but I truly want you to ask yourself, who are you talking to when it comes to life, when it comes to business? Because so many times I hear the answer, no one. And I just encourage you, like, we all have life happening to us. We all have situations that we're going through that feel like you can never get above water sometimes. I mean, the day that we left to go to Maine the night before, our basement flooded 4 inches in some areas. Like, we had life happen to us, but when we were out in Maine, not one person knew what we were going through at home. We have experiences with co-parenting. Like, it's not easy sometimes. And so I ask you, who are you talking to? Because I just urge you, like, you cannot do this thing called life alone. And if you're only talking to your spouse, help. Like, you get help,
No,
get a sounding board, get somebody else. Your best friend is the best therapist, and I understand that, but it does it is it means a lot to be able to vent with no judgment and a third party, because of what I've seen in 15 years of this career. So I just ask you, who are you talking to and who are you letting in? Because we need to let the pressure off of ourselves sometimes, and you need to talk about it, because it can get heavy.
I'm gonna finish on that too, to a T. And I would bet you agree with this, Jen. Of the thousands of people that we've coached and the thousands of hours, I never had one person that solely just talks about business ever, even though that we are leadership, business coaches, what have you. There is so much personal life that goes into that, that people need that outlet. Sometimes they hire us just because they need that. And I'll say that, man, if you do not have that, or if you're wondering if you have that right now, you probably don't. Honestly, that is what we're here for. But believe me, we've been through this, and this is why we pride ourselves on practitioners, because we get it. We've done the work to help get past that, as you've just heard. But to find us, dnacall.com. It's really that simple. And just book a call. Like, we'll walk through it. There's no sales pitch. We'll just explain to you how coaching works and what have you. But we're not here to sell you anything. Like, like Jenny had said, it goes back to the abundance and the scarcity. We live in an abundance, that it has to be a fit, that it's not a need. We need to help people. That has to be a need for you, basically. So thank you for listening to this, your Limitless Coach, and have a fantastic rest of your day. Thanks for joining us on the Your Limitless Leadership Podcast with Jenny and Brent Widman. We hope today's conversation inspired you to think differently about leadership, not just in your career, but in every part of your life. Remember, leadership starts with leading yourself first. It's about taking action, making bold decisions, and showing up with purpose. Now, it's time to take what you've heard today and put it into practice. Whether it's in your business, your community, your family, or your own personal growth, start leading without limits. You have the power to become the leader you're meant to be. Until next time, keep pushing your boundaries and leading with purpose.